Good morning and welcome to your Sunday early morning intuitive guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, America's kick-ass coach and psychologist. Here with some words of wisdom for us, and I'm really liking our card for today because I think it's very fitting for many of us at this juncture. So let me take a drink here and then we'll do some breathing quick. So, nice deep breath in and out. I'm just noticing how dark it is outside again. In and out. I'm not fond of daylight savings time. I wish they wouldn't mess with that stuff. In, out. Personally, I'd rather have the daylight in the morning. It was to the point where it was, close to dawn when we'd start. And now here we are back to pitch black. Good morning to those of you who are popping on. Names aren't rolling yet, but I see my counter is climbing, so glad you're here. Welcome. At least a couple of us remembered to adjust our clocks, or they adjusted themselves. The alarms went off at the appropriate hour. Welcome. Good morning, Abigail. Thank you, and thank you for the sunrise, because it ain't happening here anymore today. Good morning, Gwen. Glad you're here. Welcome. So we have a card today from the Priestess of Light deck, which I always find a fun deck, not just because the whole book has fallen apart and the pages like to go flying, but because the messages are usually very helpful. Good morning, Joe Neal. Welcome. And we have one other person here, but your name isn't rolling, but I'm glad you're all here. So we'll give it a minute or two for others to pop on, but let's just do some breathing. In, out. Let your shoulders drop. In, out. A little bit deeper inhale. Good morning, Cindy. Filling up fully. Exhale. Pushing it all out of your lungs. Getting all that stale air out. Freshening ourselves up. Getting everything rolling on this fine Sunday. So, I just feel like it would be good to do a round of tapping. Might not necessarily have words at this point, but let's just do a round of tapping to wake ourselves up. So, side of the hand, we're just resetting, recalibrating, getting everything moving, right? Inside corner of the eyebrows. Sometimes you don't have to have the words with it. You can just tap outside corner of the eye. Under the eye. Again, I like to think that this is calibrating things. Under the nose. And again, your body is wise. It knows what needs adjusting. Under the mouth. Collarbone spot, which I always like. That's one of my favorite spots. Under the arms, like where your bra strap runs along, doing our monkey. And around the crown of the head. There, wake up, brain. Be wise, be free. Awesome. All right, so our card for today, for those of you who have the deck, it is number 20, Innovation. New creations. And I want you to note the lights that are flying out of her hands, and there's actually hawks she's setting free from her hands. You can see all the orbs around her head, and you can notice that her heart space is lit up as well. So let's see what it has to tell us. Innovation, new creations. The priestess of the mind, which we just woke up with some tapping, extends her hands upward, the light from her palms sending two hawks flying in opposite directions. Beautiful golden orbs hover over and around her head, marking a time of great confidence and mental activity for you. So our brains are working well. You are being guided by spirit to explore new directions of invention and creation. Your invention may come in the form of a wide variety of endeavors, such as a new business, a medical discovery, a new computer game, or the founding of a charitable agency. Anything from a musical composition to a real estate development could be among the types of innovations springing to your mind at this time. And again, you may not feed all of them, but the ones you choose to feed will progress. You may even be thinking about going to school for a special degree or certification. If so, know that you are certainly capable of achieving it. You may find yourself conflicted as you consider two very different paths, both brimming with potential. The hawks, I'll move it in closer so you can see them. The hawks, birds of prey and war, represent the inner battle regarding our choices, but your confusion is only preventing you from taking action in either direction. A nagging voice of self-doubt may be keeping you on the fence. How many of us are fence sitters, right? But note how the priestess's heart center, show you again, there it is, glows with confidence. This card is saying that you now have the power to make a decision and see it through. Trust in yourself and let yourself receive the guidance and information all around you. Your heart is sparking with the lights of new ideas. Listen to your heart about which path to follow. And again, notice that. It's not that divine masculine, charge ahead, shove boulders out of the way, make shit happen. No, it's listen to your heart, heed the guidance, take some steps. Very different approach, divine feminine, okay? And the affirmation, I love this affirmation. And Cindy, if you wouldn't mind, I'll read it a couple of times. We can put it in the feed. I open my mind to the pipeline of new ideas available to me now. I open my mind to the pipeline of new ideas available to me now. I know I am capable of both initiative and follow-through. Initiative and follow-through. Because if you just have initiative and you start something but you aren't in it for the long haul, it doesn't happen. It doesn't come to fruition. It gets so far and it grinds to a halt. So we need both. We need initiative and follow-through. So hear it again. Maybe put your hand on your heart. Take a nice breath. I open my mind to the pipeline of new ideas available to me now. Thank you, Cindy. I know I am capable of both initiative and follow-through. So we'd love to hear, what are those innovations you've been thinking about? What's been kind of niggling in the back of your brain, you cheater? I much appreciate it. What are you looking forward to? What are you thinking? Man, if I had more time, money, energy, wherewithal, whatever it is, I would do X. Let's set it up so that you begin to do X. Just begin. If it is the path that you feel called to do, know that the universe then steps in and moves people, places, and things to make stuff happen, right? Well, if I just had enough money, and all of a sudden a bolus of money shows up. Or I just had more time, and all of a sudden something ends abruptly that opens up time. And again, don't worry. Sometimes those things happen. You're going to take some classes. Fabulous. Good, good, good. Sometimes those things happen in earth talk, unpleasant ways, but it's merely clearing the ground so that you have space to move around. So it could be anything from you get downsized at a job, a part-time job you've been doing goes away, someone exits your life unceremoniously, but time then is freed up, making space for this new endeavor. And find a place, find a time, find a space to fit it in. Again, it's those little increments, dribbles and drabbles, makes it happen, gets you there, all right? So who else wants to put some things in the feed in terms of what you want to innovate about? What's been kind of lurking around in your brain cells as this would be fun to do, or I'd really like to try that, or I'd like to learn how to do this, or, you know, if there was this kind of a thing, it really would help with that. Innovate, innovate, innovate. Create, create, create. What's coming to mind? So I'll show you the card one more time. Give you some divine inspiration. Maybe you put your arms up like that and just breathe for a bit and imagine those hawks flying off in different directions. And I'm going to imagine that then the light, the orbs above her head spread out. As the hawks move further away, the band of orbs spreads out. How cool is that? All right, let's tap that in a little bit. Sinking that into our heart space. If this is what's calling to me, I show up for the call. I show up. I take some steps. I explore. Learning to make sourdough bread. Awesome. Fabulous. Love it, love it, love it. Creative. That's a very creative thing. There's yes a science to bread making, but there's an art also. So keep going with it. Even if you end up with a couple of oopses that you have to eat yourself, that's fine too. Hi Mel, glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. So what else? What are those things that maybe you've put them off? Maybe this particular one has been knocking on the door for quite some time, and you're like, I'm not answering. I don't want to do that. I'm not showing up for that. Here's your card that's saying, maybe it's time to show up for that. Maybe. So, have an awesome Sunday. We will see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.